3, 2. Here we are at the Colorado Convention Center, here at the Super G event sponsored by UPS. Our next athlete here in the Super G is Matthew Robinson. Robinson has to pull his way in this cart all the way until he hits the padded area. The Super G event, very rigorous. It's a lot like the slalom event, but more longer, more obstacles. It's going to test your skill, strength, speed, and mind.
I would have to say you can. I mean, because you're allowed to use any ability that you
Robinson making his way through more of a limbo type obstacle, and and to be noted, underneath that limbo is a mattress to make it harder.
You can't touch the bottom, but
Robinson making his way through. Here comes Robinson now. All right.
So we got a Matt on the course now.
Yeah, Matt Robinson on the course, making his way through. Robinson is a Class 2 athlete, so as we were talking earlier, a little less mobility, a little less,
a little less physical function.
Yeah.
Nerve damage, and you can see coming down just the reverse pitch on the tricky little one. He took out a bunch of the blue cones coming down here backwards.
Yeah.
There he goes for the slip and slide. Got to get that momentum up going. You got to go up a stair trying to slow you down, and see he's stopping to go off and slow down. That's going to make it a little trickier on him. He's powering through it though.
Yeah, that Teflon that he just went through is, it's got to be tough already because it's on an angle, and to add insult to injury, you're throwing soapy water on it.
They're out there with their sponge and their soap water, washing it down for every athlete. Okay, it's ready for you now.
Now he's got to make his way through the door.
Now here comes the chair mobility maneuvering part, coming through these cones backwards. Doesn't look like such a big deal, but I'll tell you, trying to do it and make speed is a whole different story.
Yeah, because you're trying to get the best speed possible here. Because as you were mentioning earlier, to be in the Super G is already an honor because that means you did well in the slalom. But to walk home, or to take a medal home is, that's great. That's something that's probably going to go in a frame. You're going to tell your kids or grandkids about it.
Yeah, this is definitely separates the men from the boys. And to be top dog in this event, man, you're about the best in the country in a wheelchair. And the thing is, you don't have to be the Class 5 to win it.
No.
You can be a Class 3 and do it.
Yeah, here, Matt Robinson is.
The body in this house when you get hung up in here.
Yeah,
Matt. A Class 2 or 3, they don't have the chance to use it as much.
Yeah, he is a Class 2.
He's through all arm. Just goes to show you what kind of guns he's got. He powered that through all arm.
Robinson is competing in his first Super G event from Albuquerque, New Mexico. So, what's it being in your first event? I mean, I'm sure you're anxious to get out there, but you're also, you're not a seasoned pro at this. You're kind of just going out there on the fly.
That's probably why he's kind of glad where he is in the order. He get to see a couple of the others that been here, done that, run it ahead of them and watch them and maybe pick up some tricks that they use, like I said. If you got a trick under your sleeve you don't want to show, you want to go in the end. But as a new guy, you want to see some of the experienced guys go before you. See if you can learn something watching, waiting your turn.
Robinson making his way through. As you mentioned, yeah, it does help to, watch the athletes ahead of you, but it also, it's got to feel good to, be in your first Super G, to finish it, and to, get that sigh of relief as the fans are cheering you on, and to, just get that sense of accomplishment in you.
Exactly. Whether you medal or not, you're up against the best of the best. And when you're outgunned, you're running against a Class 5 as a Class 2. It's an honor just to be competitive with them, And like you said, what you accomplish finishing this course, the medal don't really matter. You're just so proud. It's like, man, you're self-confident, you feel bulletproof, and you can do anything. If I did that, I could do anything. I once had a Marine tell me, that's the hardest thing I ever did in my life. And I said, including Paris Island? He said, even including boot camp at Paris Island.
Yeah, and one thing that I really admire about these athletes is, it could be, Matt's first time out here, but you're gonna have to, you know, drag him off with a chain to get him to finish or to not finish this obstacle course. He'll be out there on, you know, one obstacle for, you know, until he's done. You know, these athletes, you know, they don't quit. They're gonna do everything they can to finish this.
And that's where that's the first real big tumble. He carried a little much speed into the rumble strip, and that caster hit it and he had reject.
And as I was just saying, you know, Matt just took a spill on his chair, but he's right back up. He's gonna finish this.
Yeah, he got right back up, said, let's take a run at it, and boom! It pissed him off because he just went through it like butter that time.
And you know, as you could hear the loud cheers behind us, all around, you know, a lot of support here for Matt Robinson.
This is a lot trickier than it looks too. They're taking it a little slow, but up one at a time, climbing them. After 3 rumble strips in a row to sand pit. At this point, your arms are rubber, you know, and that's where they put the thinking stuff in at the end. You're so worried about just, you know, getting through. You're hurting, you're pushing, you're burning. You got to keep thinking at the same time. I tell you, this thing is a phenomenal thing to witness.
Yeah, when we were doing the run through this morning, the initial run through, the head guy was like, you know, it's hard, you know, every course is hard, but the final quarter is the hardest. It's more harder than the first 3 quarters combined because, you know, your arms are dead, you're tired, you're thirsty, you're running on fumes, and now, you know, as you mentioned, you gotta think now because you gotta come up here, you gotta raise a flag, you gotta do the salute, and then you gotta focus, you know, balancing here on this balance beam.
Yeah, they always usually put stuff at the beginning and take it out of you, and they'll try and burn you right off the bat. And at the end, you know, right when you think you're about done and coming home, there's another arm killer just waiting for you to say, okay, you gotta get me before you can be done.
Matt Robinson making his way up. Quite possibly one of the hardest obstacles, you know, getting up through that inclined.
Oh yeah,
rumble strip there.
It's a steep pitch too. It's not just a shallow pitch.
And as you can see, Matt saluting not only the flag but everyone around here. Takes a lot of pride to you know, raise that flag and, you know, do your salute.
And he's coming in. Oh yeah. At that point you're going.
Yeah, big sigh of relief for Matt Robinson, who just finished the Super G here at the Colorado Convention Center, sponsored by UPS.
Yeah, and now he's looking for water.